When I brought up the immunity, everyone understands that police have always been antagonistic towards black people. I've done videos about it explaining how policing was literally created as slave catchers. That was the history, and that black codes have been literally used to separate families in order to subjugate black people in this country to keep us in the lower class. We all know how antagonistic police are to us. If we look at the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom, what were the signs they were holding up? An end to police brutality. In the state that I live in, California, when they were talking about the Rodney King riots, what were those about? Those police officers being acquitted for police brutality. When they ended up coming up with all of those traffic stops because of racial profiling, and they came up with the Traffic Stop Act, what was that about? It was about police misconduct. All the consent decrees, police misconduct. What made OJ be able to prove that this police force was corrupt? Corrupt Mark Furman from the Rampart Division, which eventually got torn down, right? So we understand that police have always been antagonistic. Stop and frisk was racist as freak. And when you bring that up to some of these FBA folks, what they say is, oh, well, police brutality's always been around. Stop and frisk was particularly heinous, and we all saw it. No New Yorkers asked for it. It was obviously ineffective. There's so much data to prove that. What do they say? We want to expand stop and frisk. Trump says it should be all around the country.
Huh? That's kind of racist.
That man doesn't care. When I point out that Trump talked about giving police officers immunity, you know what he said? Do you feel like that was an appropriate thing? And do you feel like that would hold on, wait, Obama. Let me ask you the question.
Obama did it.
Do you feel like that would be negatively impactful for black Americans?
Obama, no, it's already here. It's already here already. He's just honest about it.
That's a defense. If I point out to you something that's problematic like that, and your response is, well, Obama already did it.
Thanks, Obama.
Then if Obama already did it, what does Trump need to do? If it's already in effect, what is Trump doing then? Trump wants to expand it. I mean, they already can't be tried civilly under qualified immunity. He wants it so that police officers can't be charged criminally.
It's against the law. I am above the law.
The Derek Chauvin case, that was a criminal case, and he doesn't want him to be able to be charged criminally. That's the problem. When I pointed out, after I mentioned, hey, Kamala Harris did refer to herself as black.
She's never said out of her mouth, hey, I'm a black person. She's never said that.
Let me quote it. She said, what I suggest we do as African American is own this issue in law enforcement and then define it in a way that works for us, because it is a myth to say that African Americans don't want law enforcement. And I finally give him that. He moves the goalpost and says,
so if she's going to lie about little, small, mundane things, yeah, she'll lie and say, we African Americans, we this, we that.
Moving the goalpost. So first, if she never said it, then it's, nah, she's just a pathological liar. It doesn't matter.
I have an excellent idea. Let's change the subject.
I think that conversation really demonstrated, I think, one, a lack of depth of knowledge when it comes to Trump's policies, his unwillingness to criticize Trump, and his hyper-focus on the Democrat Party.
The Democrats keep bringing it up. Some Democrat shills pop up. The Democrats, because of the damn Democrats. It was the Democrats who lied. Democratic movement. Don't let the Democrats get away with it, because see, the Democrats do it when it was the Democrats. Democratic movement. Where the damn Democrats at.
One trick pony.
I understand the danger of the Democrat Party. Nothing's worse than pretending to be my friend. As Frankie Beverly said, the ones that you care for give you so much pain. And I think it's one of those situations where the Democrats have pretended for long enough that they are our friends.
What about all that flower of goodness talk? Was it all just a lie?
Pretty much, yeah. You see, I never cared about what's good, only what's good for me.
Meanwhile, they're practicing benign neglect and aren't giving us the tangibles and are playing in our faces. So I understand the danger of loyalty to the Democrat Party, which is why I advocated for abstention. I'm not advocating for us to still be Democrats. What I'm advocating for is for us to collectivize, for us to educate ourselves, inform ourselves, and oppose the parties that don't want anything to do with us.
Is it beginning to sink in? We sink, we swim, we rise, we fall, we meet our fate together.
Both Republicans and Democrats are obviously harmful. I made a mistake and said that it was Kennedy that made the statement. I'm a terrible person with names. It wasn't Kennedy, it was Tommy Tuberville. Tommy Tuberville made the statement. I put it in another video. Listen to this right here.
They want crime because they want to take over what you got. They want to control what you have. They want reparation because they think the people that do the crime are owed that. They are not owed that.
Clearly, reparations aren't going to come from Republicans. Republicans are opposed to reparations. Democrats want to study reparations. And that's what Gavin Newsom was doing with this California bill. He amended it to give $6 million to a university so that they can study reparations. We're done with studies. They've already done the study. You created the task force. We know what needs to be done. Give us the dang check. I've never been a Democrat. No one can point to a single video of mine where I've been a Democrat. That seems like obfuscation. I hate when people start like just saying nonsense. And so a bunch of people started saying stupid stuff like,
"Are you a spy, Catherine?"
Am I what?
I said, "Are you a Russian spy?"
No, sir. I'm not Russian.
She's not Russian, sir.
Oh, this guy must be an agent. He's just a Democrat shield. Democrats paid him and sent him to this page. Look at my history. All I've ever done is fought for my people. I don't believe in doing any other nonsense. I have integrity. You can't find any of my content to be antagonistic towards black folk. That's not who I am. That's not in my interest. Do your research. Nothing is worse than trying to antagonize the people who are fighting for you because of prejudice and loyalty towards a person who seems like he's no longer trying to act in your best interest.
Loki. I know I betrayed you many times before, but this time it's truly nothing personal.
This should have been a simple conversation in which I criticized the Democrats as I've shown you, and I also criticized the Republicans, and he did both as well. He would refuse to say a single negative thing about Trump.
Thank you, Stephen. You're welcome, Calvin.
He won't do it. Why? Someone tell me. Actually, I looked in his comment section and somebody said he's trying to get an interview with Trump, which is why he can't criticize him, because if he does, then he won't get that interview. If that's the reason,
if there's a steady paycheck in it, I'll believe anything you say.
You know, you got to do what you got to do. I just hope that he would do something positive with that opportunity and actually hold him to the fire. When I engaged with Tommy Sotomayor, I embarrassed that dude.
Because it means a legal right or just claim to receive or do something.
Just
I
claim?
know what it means,
Just
and I use
claim?
English very well. I like words.
Claim.
I like if I use words to not mean something else. I like it to mean what it means. So if you're going to use the word, then I'm going to use it for what it means.
Yeah,
it's a legal term.
I totally agree with you. It's not always legal. That is a definition, and part of it is legal. The other portion of it is a just claim. Remember earlier when I said morally it would be the right thing to do? That would be the just claim. If I'm saying as a moral nation you should be doing this thing, that would be my just moral claim. So I'm using that portion of the definition, but you have a strange relationship with the word entitlement, as you do deserve. That's why I said that earlier.
Made it obvious that that dude's dishonest, made it obvious that reparations are well-founded, that they are something that are owed to us, and laid out the specific reasons why. And he did everything he could to obfuscate it, but he had to hold that L.
Look what I'm lifting, a big letter L.
When I talked to Jesse Lee Peterson also agreed that there should be reparations when it came to the GI Bill. Because reparations isn't just about slavery, it's about the ongoing current systemic oppression as well. So I got him to agree to reparations. I've gotten white supremacists to agree to reparations. It's not that reparations aren't a tenable argument. We just have to collectivize, learn to speak about it in the same way, because I don't think that it's anything that anyone can genuinely argue against. But I don't understand where this opposition comes from. My whole goal was to point out that we don't have to focus on Kamala Harris's race. We should be able to just simply acknowledge, hey, this is a black person that's not of our lineage, and she doesn't have our interest based on these policies. That should be the conversation. But we're instead going to continue to run around in circles with people arguing about what blackness is. It's just nonsense. Can we be serious for once? This is not the time to play around. I feel like we are at an existential crisis. Black wealth should hit $0 by 2053. We don't have time to joke. Let's be serious. I'm always willing to have conversation. I hope Tariq will have a conversation one day and we can actually plan the conversation and have a genuine conversation so that it doesn't have to be a spectacle. As it stands now, calling me a shill and saying I was doing porn and all sorts of nonsense, I don't know what the freak is going on. This is silly. Some folks, man, the immaturity there is baffling.